If you've ever felt like it's impossible to stack enough Bitcoin or to stack Bitcoin at all, then this video is for you, because I've been there. Maybe you're somebody that might be broke. You're working a 9 to 5 and you're barely making it. You're watching the price run away and you feel like it's just too expensive for you to purchase anything, purchase any Bitcoin, any Satoshis. Until I figured these things out, I was in that same position you might be in. And I say that because I used to have a mindset of I can't. I used to have a mindset of I can't stack enough Bitcoin. I can't get to my goal. I want to get to this amount of Bitcoin. I want to be able to stack this much Bitcoin. My mindset was what was stopping me. And some people, I'm not saying you, but some people might say, well, that doesn't make sense because I'm making a certain amount of money and I can't just make money grow. That's your mindset, because your mindset is keeping you from finding opportunities in order for you to stack more Bitcoin. And that's one thing that I figured out. When you really want something, you'll find a way. You'll find a way to do it. And if you are a Bitcoin maximalist like myself, you will find ways, and I'm not saying go and do illegal things in order to get it. I'm not saying that by any means. But everybody has a talent. You watching this, you have a talent, whether you think that you don't, or you might think that you do, but you just don't know how to tap into it. I started this channel because I'm passionate about Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. And I wanted to start a community around Bitcoin maximalists and generally people that like Bitcoin. And it's what I'm passionate about. And I believe that people limit themselves to being able to stack Bitcoin because they feel like they don't have the means to be able to do it. I was in a homeless shelter. I was in the military. I have had, to be honest, a very rough life that a lot of you, even the subscribers, don't know about on this channel. I briefly went into it in the video, but that was only some of it. And one thing that I learned in the military is that your mindset could be your biggest ally or your biggest enemy. And understanding that you still have time to stack Bitcoin and you are very early to Bitcoin should be enough for you to not get stressed out about seeing the price pumping. But also, the biggest thing that I want you all to take away from this video is discipline. Because when prices are running, you don't want to go all in. Now, none of this is financial advice, but just experience. You don't want to go all in. You want to have a long-term mindset. But you also want to do things on the side from maybe your 9 to 5, your profession, and be able to stack more Bitcoin. For example, if you want to flip sneakers, there's a website called Kick12is, and then you can go and sell them, those sneakers, in your local area. Okay, that's one, for example, side hustle. I made a video on doing side hustles, but it's important to recognize that even 0.01, which is a little over $1,000, which a lot of people don't have money to save like that, but you can get there. I made an app for, if you want to check it out, the link is in the description. It's on the channel as well. And I made that app because I solved a problem that I had. And then it's like, well, maybe it'll solve a problem other people have as well. I was like, how long would it take me to stack 0.01 Bitcoin if I'm only doing $5 a day, $10 a day? And the app tells it for you right there. And then you can save it. You can make different goals and you can save those goals. So you don't have to go back in there and do it. And understand that Bitcoin isn't for the rich, okay? It's for the disciplined. Being disciplined is how you're going to build financial wealth. I used to be honest, I used to trade meme coins and I made a lot of money and I got wrecked. And looking back on it, I'm like, all that money that I lost in meme coins, I could have put into Bitcoin. But do I kick myself in the rear for it? Yes and no, because it was a learning lesson. And I think a lot of people also get upset at themselves and doubt themselves because of the experiences, but we have to understand that those are learning lessons. If I never went through that learning lesson of getting just completely wrecked in meme coins and started to realize, look, this is legitimate gambling to me. Other people might not see it that way, but it was to me. That's why for me, I don't touch altcoins. I don't touch anything but Bitcoin. I am solely a Bitcoin maximalist. I believe in Bitcoin. And a lot of people, they just get discouraged with the price of Bitcoin. It's like I forgot what they call it, but they economic analysts call it something bias. I forgot what it's called, but it's something bias where people think that they need whole things, like a whole coin. So you have to understand that you don't need whole coins. You don't need a whole Bitcoin. You don't need a whole like ounce of gold. People buy fractions of gold, right? People buy fractions of silver, which you can. It's the same concept. You can buy fractions of Bitcoin, 0.01, 0.001, 0.2, and so on. You don't need a whole. But the thing is that the more you dollar cost average and stack, the more you're going to be able to go towards that 0.5 that I always tell you all to strive for. And you have to understand that most people think you need a big paycheck to save for Bitcoin, and you don't. Dollar cost averaging is how you're going to get there, okay? And some people, they think that I'll start stacking when I have more money. But in my opinion, that's when procrastinations might come in. That's when you might give in to desires and you won't ultimately dollar cost average and be disciplined about it. But in my opinion, when you're disciplined about dollar cost averaging, then you get into the habit of it. You see returns, you see it compounding, you see the gains compounding, you see your dollar cost averaging starts compounding, and then it all starts compounding. And then you're like, wow, you like seeing it. And then that's when you'll start seeing the dopamine hit that a lot of people really struggle with, in my opinion. That's what I struggled with. I struggled with dopamine hits when it came to meme coins because I'd see my gains going up really quick. You could make a lot of money in meme coins and you could lose it very fast. And that was a problem I had in meme coins, and I stopped doing that. And, you have to understand that saving Bitcoin right now, saving in Bitcoin is more important than ever, in my opinion, because life is getting more and more expensive. People aren't getting married that much anymore. People are losing their jobs. And now people, in my opinion, are getting behind. Well, not in my opinion, but that's what the data is showing, that credit card debt is out of control. People are losing their cars. People are losing their houses. And you have to understand that when you buy a house, you don't own the house. You have to pay taxes on the house. You could lose the house if you don't pay your taxes, even if your mortgage is paid off. But Bitcoin, you own your Bitcoin as long as you keep it secure. So I want to come on and make this video before I hit the bed. I just love talking Bitcoin, and I made this YouTube channel to ultimately target all the Bitcoin maximalists out there. And that's pretty much the community I wanted to build. I'd rather have 100 followers of Bitcoin maximalists than 100,000 followers of non-Bitcoin maximalists and 100,000 views of non-Bitcoin maximalists. So if you're a Bitcoin maximalist and you're new to watching this, and if you've made it this far, thank you. To all the ones that are currently subscribed, thank you. And to everybody that got the app, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm thinking about doing some live calls